Greetings, students. Today I want to talk just a short amount of time about film context, specifically censorship in films. So let's take a peek at my short PowerPoint on understanding films through context. Films in communist Russia focused on the working class or the proletariat. So that's the context of the film. Uh, Films connect to the film period, to culture itself. So if you're in Russia and it's communist in nature, you're going to focus on the working class or the proletariat as part of the film industry. Films in India, kissing was against the production code. So the world of Apu in 1958 had two lovers who did not kiss the entire time. So how do you show a relationship without kissing? This particular scene, an image of the world of Apu gives you an example. They're close together in this particular frame. So social and political attitudes influence how filmmakers represent political, religious, and sexual subjects. There's something called the Hollywood Production Code that existed in film cinema in its early history. Films following World War I depicted sex, seduction, divorce, drinking, and drug use. Not all, but some. So in 1922, public outrage against this change led a frightened film industry to organize the Motion Picture Producers and Distributors of America. By 1930, the organization had published an official motion picture production code called the Hollywood Production Code, and it set up a production code administration to enforce its rulings. Members of the MPAA agreed not to release or distribute a film without a certificate of approval. And this is a certificate image, this picture approved by the Production Code Administration of the Motion Picture Producers and Distributors of America, Incorporated, certificate number 1. Hollywood production codes submit copies of all scripts under production, and each completed film had to be submitted for viewing by the production code board. If they did not approve the film and the film was produced in the theaters, the filmmaker, the company, received a $25,000 penalty. The code and its rules were designed to require motion pictures to reflect, respect, and promote the institutions and moral values of the American middle class system. This is directly from the code. The technique of murder must be presented in a way that will not inspire imitation. Revenge in modern times shall not be justified. Methods of crime should not be explicitly presented. That's no fun. By 1968, the code was considered unconstitutional, and films entered a time for a rating system. And we probably all know the rating system these days. Do you even have G ratings anymore? Typically, ratings are PG in nature. So G, all ages admitted. PG, some material may not be suitable for children. PG-13, some material may be inappropriate for children under 13. R, under 17, requires accompanying parent or adult guardian. And NC-17, no one 17 and under admitted. I remember seeing one of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, and it was rated R. So my friend's mother bought the tickets, then gave us the tickets, and then we went inside. We broke the rule. You're supposed to go inside with the parent instead of just the parent buying the ticket. But that was really the only time I can remember going to a rated R film under 17 years old. Um, Anything else about the rated R system that I can think of? I think a lot of R films like Deadpool. Deadpool was a rated R film, and it defied the system by promoting a rated R film that was a comic book. So that's an interesting phenomenon. Let's go through a little bit of history of censorship. Here is a picture of the Miracle. In Hollywood Production Code, as previously mentioned, as part of the censorship process. In Burstein and Wilson, the Supreme Court strikes down a ban on Roberto Rossellini's film The Miracle, which the New York Board of Regents had found sacrilegious. For the first time, the Supreme Court holds that motion pictures are a significant medium for the communication of ideas entitled to some First Amendment protection. By 1956, MPAA initiates a review of the production code, which results in loosening its prohibitions on the portrayal of drug use, abortion, miscegenation, prostitution, and abortion. The revised code added a prohibition on blasphemy and ridiculing the clergy. By 1959, in holding that the film version of Lady Chatterley's Lover is entitled to First Amendment protection, the Supreme Court finds that it's a sympathetic portrayal of adultery is not obscene. So you have adultery in a movie with Lady Chatterley's Lover. By 1968, MPAA institutes a nationwide system of voluntary ratings, PGG, PG-13, R, NC-17. In 1969, Midnight Cowboy, which we have a picture here, wins 3 Academy Awards. It is the first and only X-rated film to receive an Oscar for Best Picture. By 1990, the X rating system is replaced by NC-17 to differentiate art films from pornography. Nonetheless, religious activists pressure large video chains and retailers such as Blockbuster and Walmart not to stock NC-17 titles. And I can remember going into a Blockbuster looking for a particular film that was NC-17 and it not being there. I don't remember the film at this point. So, Casablanca, a little bit of censorship examples. Casablanca, filmed in 1942, censors demanded changes in the story of the affair between Rick and Ilsa, requiring that Ilsa's husband, Victor, be deceased instead of away on business to remove any suggestion of impropriety. So Casablanca was re-edited to make that decision occur. A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951, references to Blanche Dubois' infidelities were excised from the original 51 version. The censors were also concerned with the moral ambiguity of the characters. Bonnie and Clyde, 1967, and here we have a picture of Bonnie and Clyde. This film, released shortly after the end of the production code, Hays Code, was notable for its portrayal of graphic violence. Critics and the general public were concerned that the film glamorized violence because the main characters were highly engaging and likable. So can you have a highly engaging and likable character that promotes violence in a film? Well, take a look at Bonnie and Clyde. And Bonnie and Clyde is part of that anti-hero genre. Next, we have The Last Picture Show, 1971. This film features a scene of Sybil Shepherd skinny dipping, and it was banned in Phoenix in 73 for violating a state obscenity statute. A federal court later held that the film was not obscene. More censorship examples. The Last Temptation of Christ. I remember when this occurred, 1988. This film spurred boycotts over the depiction of sexual relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Protests outside theaters read, "Don't crucify Christ again. Stop this attack on Christianity," and "Scripture, not scripts." Next, in 1994, Natural Born Killers. This film's graphic portrayal of seemingly random acts of violence caused Blockbusters, Kmart, and Walmart to refuse to stock the director's cut of the film. Let's take a look at Natural Born Killers' opening scene. I think it's brilliant in its nature. Lots of interesting camera work in this particular film. We will end censorship by watching a film that was highly censored by Walmart, Kmart, and Blockbusters.
Simple 4-ingredient natural recipe that's 7 times stronger than the Ozempic pen. Drink what we Americans are calling the Japanese Manjaro every single day. After 21 days, and honestly, in the first 15, you'll watch your jeans drop from extra large.
God,
Notice the Dutch angle.
man, y'all go on inside. I'm gonna check it out.
All right, I'll get a cold one for you.
What the hell is that? Sit down the hell, son. Take your line out, get up.
Yeah, you know, make up to suit my style. Only to the baby, to say goodbye.
Please didn't need it.
Look at the baby,
Her name was
me right. They have been more than
Mallory. Mallory, whatever. He gives the shit out of all you. See. No, I'm just getting started. Hey, I think she's sweet on you.
Are you flirting with me?
BB. You want a piece of the guy?
You son of a mix up like us.
If my woman's mouth left full, your buddies know we keep going in.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's a redneck by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My told me to pick the best one, and you. When them people come here and they ask you who done this, you tell them Mickey and Mallory Knox did it, all right? Say it.
Mickey and Mallory Knox did it.
Mickey and Mallory Knox. I love you, Mickey.
All right, there you go. A very violent scene, very much a glorification of violence. You have to ask yourself, do Hollywood films glorify violence? And if so, does that connect to the violence within our tradition, within American culture, etc.? So anyway, that's Natural Born Killers and Censorship. Thanks for listening to my discussion of censorship. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I will see you later.